let's explore two lighter, more refreshing red wines. The first is a Beaujolais, and the second is Valpolicella. So Beaujolais from France and Valpolicella from Italy. Let's look at them. The first Beaujolais is sort of medium ruby in color, and the Valpolicella is really pale, so it's pale ruby in color. Smell the Beaujolais. The aroma intensity is not that strong, so I would say medium. And it's mainly those kind of simple red fruit, such as strawberry, red cherry, raspberry. And there is a hint of confectionery, candy-like aromas in this wine. Let's smell the Valpolicella. Again, the aroma intensity is not that strong, so I still call it medium. And again, it's more about the red fruit, such as red cherry, raspberry, strawberry, red plum, a hint of it. But mainly it's those kind of red cherry-like aromas. Maybe a hint of cinnamon, okay? It has a hint of more spice in this wine. But mainly it's red fruit, and it also has a hint of the candied confectionery-like notes. Alright, let's taste the Beaujolais. It's a dry wine. The acidity is there, but not too high, so I call it medium plus acidity. The tannin for red wine is pretty low, okay, so it's low level of tannin. And the tannin is a bit grainy, okay, so it's low level of grainy tannins. And alcohol is medium. Body for red wine is light. And the flavor intensity is still sort of medium, or actually I call it medium minus flavor intensity. It's not that strong. And on flavors, it's mainly red fruit with some candied and almost bubblegum-like flavors. And the finish is actually has a hint of finish, so I would not call it short. I call it medium minus finish for the palate. Let's taste the Valpolicella. Dry, the acidity is higher, so it's very high acidity. The tannin again is pretty low. And for the tannin of this wine, it's kind of soft, so I would call it low and soft tannins. Alcohol is medium, and the body again for red wine is really light. The flavor intensity is sort of there, so I call it medium flavor intensity. And for the flavors, it's still mainly red cherry and sour cherry, those kind of cherry-like aromas. Some other red fruit like raspberry, strawberry, a hint of candy, but not that obvious as compared to the Beaujolais. And the finish, I think it has a sort of medium finish, okay? Never long finish, but it does have some finish. I call it medium finish. There are many factors that contribute to these kind of light, refreshing red wines. What I want to emphasize here would be the grapes, the vineyard, and the winemaking. So first of all, for the grapes, okay? The first Beaujolais is made from the Gamay grape. It's famous for its kind of nice red fruit aromas and flavors, like strawberry, red cherry, those kind of flavors, okay? And Beaujolais is generally suited to grow in the cooler climate to maintain the acidity. We're going to talk about that later when we talk about vineyard. And for the Valpolicella, the main grape variety for this wine is Corvina. It is normally also filled with cherry fruit, like red cherry, sour cherry, those kind of red fruit for a basic Valpolicella. And it's also maintaining the acidity well in a cooler climate. So now let's emphasize on the vineyard side, the climate. For Beaujolais, it's a moderate to almost cool climate, but it's never that warm and hot. Okay, it's just a bit southern part of Burgundy, and administratively, it's actually considered as part of Burgundy. And for the Valpolicella, it is from Veneto in the northeast part of Italy. It's pretty cool climate there as well. Okay, moderate to cool climate. So both wines are grown in those kind of cooler climate, which maintain its freshness of the fruit aromas and the acidity. The winemaking for both wines are interesting. For the Beaujolais especially, they adopted a winemaking method called carbonic maceration. Honestly, it's quite a complex process in terms of what's going on in the grape and during the fermentation and extraction process. But simply put, as compared to most red wine making, that you ferment the juice, the must, with the skin for the entire process, carbonic maceration didn't extract lots of color and especially lots of tannins from the grape skins during the process. Okay, so you have these kind of lighter bodied, lower tannin wines. In the future, when we have chances, I will go very technical and detailed information into the exploration of carbonic maceration method. The second wine, the Valpolicella, I assume they may use partially carbonic maceration as well in the blend because it does have those kind of lighter body and the lower tannins. And in general, when you use carbonic maceration, or some people use semi-carbonic maceration, you also have those kind of candy or bubblegum-like aromas that you can get from the winemaking process. Overall, the wine would be mainly fruit-driven. It's quite light because of the lower tannins, not lots of alcohol, and also lighter bodied. So these red wines, I personally call them those kind of refreshing, lighter style of red wines. It's good to drink by itself. It's also good with some food. Cheers.